Hello and welcome to Couple of Instigators. I have Jen and
Hey.
I have Lauren today.
Hi.
Hi, and okay, the reason I have Lauren is A, I love her, and B, she has been reading up on cults, and I have been very interested in the cult thing and more so how people's minds get into them, And I have some theories about it, but Lauren I feel like she's an expert now because she read a book, and that's all it takes on this show. If you read the book, we're in. I'm going to consider you an expert. I'm going to act like you were there and didn't drink that Kool-Aid Jim Jones gave you. I'm going to act like you were the sole survivor and you know everything there is to know about cults. So that's pretty much par for the course for me and Jen doing news stories that we only read the titles of. So, Lauren, you have read a book on cults.
So I'm not a psychological expert, but
by
I have
no
read the
means
psychologist studies.
Yes.
And what brought me to it was, kind of like you said, I'm reading these things that people are sharing on social media, and you see these articles on certain news channels, and I'm just thinking,
basically, let's say that we thought the conspiracy theories, yes.
How do they think? And
right.
Honestly, a lot of the research I did was both in like cults and conspiracy theories.
Yes,
there's a ton of similarities.
They're very intertwined, right?
Yeah. So I'm like looking at psychology research. I just want to understand what makes these people tick and why they believe this. Because when I read it, I think this is crazy. Like, why would you think that someone is, running a brothel or whatever in a pizza shop?
In the basement. That didn't have a basement.
Yeah. And like the Illuminati and all these things that people have, these conspiracy theories have been around for a long time, and I don't think they're going to go away.
Right.
So it's interesting though, as I started reading, some different sources and, Psychology Today. And there was a book that I skimmed. I didn't read the whole thing, but that was specific to like the cult of Trump. And it was a guy who was a former Moonie. So he was in a cult.
There's a cult called the Moonies.
Yeah, that was the followers.
Okay.
At least come up with a better name than that if you're going to start a cult. Who wants to join that?
Well, it was the guy's last name was Moon.
Okay. Moonies. Got it.
So they he was a former one, and he was able to come out of it. And so now he sort of helps, a lot like the serial killer that the FBI or the CIA takes on to like learn how their minds work so they can catch future criminals. He kind of did that, but for like cult behaviors.
Yes.
So the biggest thing that you see across like all the studies is that there's like three big things that people who are super susceptible to cults and conspiracies. And it's, people who want knowledge, people who want a sense of security and safety, and to keep a positive self-esteem, which when you hear that, you're like, that's me. Like,
thank you. Cause I got scared, Lauren, when the knowledge thing comes, because I feel like you know what I mean? I want to be knowledgeable, at least know something about every topic.
Right. I mean, I'm looking up this information because I want to know what makes them tick. And I'm reading it. Like, we all, like, these are basic human needs, but they are extra, if you will, in a lot of people. And, some of the things that they lack is like the ability to critical thinking, for one, like be able to discern what fact is from fiction. And a lot of them don't ask questions. They just think, you have this narcissistic knowledge.
Thank you. I definitely believe that they have there's a lot of narcissism involved in a lot of these people. And I'm going to just say from my own life and people that I know that can be led to believe things that seem outrageous, they're very narcissistic.
Yeah. So you have that with like your cult leader, obviously. And then you have that with your followers too, because they are drawn to that sort of narcissism. Yet they're also struggling with self-esteem, and that's what brought them there, which I think is so unique, is that they want to feel a sense of belonging, but they join this outlandish group that's unique, that it's like that you find your people in a sense that are also believing these wild theories, and you feel like confident because you know what your leader is saying, and you believe that the election was rigged, and you believe that the Q is controlling whatever.
It's too much.
I don't read a lot of the actual cult behavior stuff. Like, I read the psychology behind it, but I'm not reading like their theories, and I'm not looking to like drink the Kool-Aid, basically.
Right. But I also feel like some of the people that I know that believe like some crazy stuff are really smart, like academically smart, which I find so bizarre. Like,
and that's what I expected. I was looking to see, like, do they have lower IQs? Like, what is it that, and it's a mix. Like,
it's a mix.
It's more about the emotional feeling of like believing something and bonding with other people and believing it, which is so normal. Like, we all do that. Like, the guy that was part of the Moonies is like Stephen Hassan.
Okay.
He talked about like there is a good cult. You have like all these people, and this is probably a little bit earlier before like everybody has an iPhone now, but like you have these people who are cult-like about Apple since the 80s when it came out, and they're like, I will only use Apple products and I love it and I love everything about it. But that's like not a cult, it's not a cult in the sense that you're following nonsense. It's just you like a product.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, I like Apple. Maybe I am cultish. Do you think?
No.
And
that's the big thing. Like, we all potentially want these, like, have these needs, that those people who are drawn to cults and conspiracy theories. But the difference is more that I think we have the critical thinking, or we have the challenge, like your brain aspect, that you want to question things.
Right. All right. So I am on a Trump page that has like 60,000 people on it. Okay. And it's, Trump is I don't know. I joined the group and it's on Facebook, and there's a lot of things that they can't post because there's obviously Mark Zuckerberg censors them, which he should, because some of the stuff they post is so fucking outrageous. But every day I read, and there's just hundreds of people that believe the most craziest stuff, and their minds cannot be changed. Like, and there's a few people on there that will actually post and say, listen, they love Trump too, but they're like, you need to not think like, this is crazy. So the new thing is, on some date in March, Trump is going to be president again.
I think it's March 4th. They're planning something, and they
Trump
think
is right.
It's going to be the new day,
like the new day, and Trump's going to be the 19th president of the United States. And they think the White House is closed. It's blacked out. It's dark. There's nobody in there because Trump still is the president, but he's the president from Mar-a-Lago, which is the winter White House. And they think Joe Biden is being filmed on the set of one of those shows that was about the president. It was on TV.
Like The West Wing or something.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, I love
they
that
said
show.
They're filming Joe Biden. They're showing pictures of the West Wing set. Saying,
and they believe this?
They believe every bit of it. It's insane.
Do they ever talk about, like, what are the facts? Like
their facts are, there's like 4 different guys that do these crazy conspiracy Trump loving podcasts. And they said, stop watching. And Newsmax is even fake now. They said, don't watch Newsmax either. But you need to watch these podcasts because They have the facts. But they used to love Newsmax until Newsmax accepted Trump lost. Now they're fake. And so they're just seeking anything. If us three did a podcast on this and really truly saying this is what's going to happen, and I posted it, they would probably share us 10 times because we are saying what they want to hear.
This is literally the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, my mind can't keep up. I'm so confused.
So all signs that the three of us are not joining any cults anytime soon.
No.
Like, how do you rationally?
And can I tell you the saddest thing? That, of course, I went on all the links that they posted. Okay. Because I do that for you guys.
Have you listened to any of these podcasts?
I just click on them and I listen to like a couple minutes of these guys. But I'm going to tell you what these guys do. And I will share this on our underground page for you guys to see how truly sad it is to me that I feel bad for so many of these people. Every podcast is promoting something completely irrelevant. One guy just sells vitamins and he's constantly saying, go to vitamin.com and you will get the rest of this Trump information on my website and you can buy my supplement vitamins. That's one guy.
This is a cult MLM.
This
Lauren,
is the best thing ever.
They're just taking advantage of these weak-minded people.
Right.
So and I think they caught on, just like I just said, hey, maybe I'll just do a podcast and talk about this and they'll believe me. And then I'll start throwing in my merch.
Why are we not selling Trump t-shirts to these people?
Listen,
we can outsource them,
right?
Through
yeah, let's do that Etsy hookup thingy.
Yeah, I mean, that's so simple to do, too. It's like surprising that nobody thought of that before. But yeah, to outsource your merch, which, I mean, do you really think like Bernie Sanders is home printing sweatshirts that he's selling for $35 and giving it to charity on his? No, he's got them ordering it and he hired some company that the orders go straight to. They ship and print. And some of the proceeds that would have been Bernie's are probably going to Meals on Wheels, which he said they're going to Vermont Meals on Wheels.
He never sees a sweatshirt.
No. So
my head is just hurting.
It is. It's a lot, but I'm going to tell you, every one of these jamokes that are doing these podcasts are exploiting these Trump supporters by hawking some total irrelevant bullshit, like vitamins is one of them. And I'm just like, there's a lot of them. Now, 74 million, we know, obviously voted for Trump, which I'm so sick. Well, 74 million. Yeah, asshole, 90 voted for Biden, okay? That's, acting like nobody voted for Biden. It was only these seven. They said 50% of the people who voted for Trump said they would vote for him again. I don't know if that was prior to his attack.
I think so, because I saw something in the last couple weeks in this research that said they estimate, Pew Research studies estimate now 10 to 30 million of those same people would vote for him and still believe that he should be president.
Okay.
So that's like a good third, at least, a third, I think.
I wonder what the percentages of these people that actually still think he is president and showing
they all do.
This is bizarre.
They all think he was cheated, which, okay, they think he was cheated. Fine, but they believe he is the president. A lot of them, and that it's all like this big picture that's all going to happen in March. And a lot of the people on these groups are saying, well, I'm done. I've been duped. Now they're starting to feel duped.
By Trump?
Yeah. Oh, well,
okay.
By the conspiracy theories. There was just one after another. I mean, this Lynn Wood, that crazy lawyer. What was that other? I mean, some of these people are crazy and they follow